Today I want to show you how to create your own diet as a football player, but before that I want to share with you my journey as a footballer in Italy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I needed to create something that would allow me to achieve my goal and modeled on my workouts. Meals follow the timing that I like. They will be people who will be able to eat 4 or 5 meals a day. They will be people who will not have the opportunity or even the appetite. They will only want to eat 3. I just want to point out that it does not matter the number of meals we eat, but only what we ingest over the course of. In this case, I prefer to have only 4 meals, that is breakfast, lunch, dinner and after dinner. The first fundamental point I want to talk about is to manage macronutrients well. Fats, carbohydrates and proteins must be managed optimally. Each management of these macronutrients is different from each other, so each different distribution between them will give us different results, both in terms of final result, but also in terms of greater energy or greater sense of satiation. To do this, we will calculate what would be the TD, that energy expenditure that faces our body to stay alive. So let's do this calculation quickly. Taken this site calculator.net that we have to enter all our data. In this case, I put mine in. Height 185 male, 26 years old, 85 pounds, calculates basal metabolic rate only. I chose not to have him calculate the type of activity directly to him, which I do because it would remove calories that I want to remove manually, that I want to control. I will decide when to make a more aggressive, less aggressive deficit. What interests me in this way is only what I burn, that is what my body needs to keep itself alive, removing all those that can be extra activities, so also walking, working. So let's do basal metabolism and let's calculate this. Guys, it is the number of calories that my body, according to the parameters we gave, so the years, height, weight and gender, obviously that makes a lot. So male or female, we will go to define how many calories our body will burn to stay alive. From here I move to another page that would be that of MyFitnessPal, which is not a collaboration but is the page that everyone uses for to create the food plan. Because the most intuitive, the easiest, just register and you can start creating your food diary. Basically, guys, you don't need a very aggressive diet to lose weight, especially if you come from a very unregulated eating plan. I wouldn't need to actually do crazy calorie deficits or create who knows what restrictive diet, but you will just have to go and change what you eat, that is eating. For example, eliminating those that are junk foods. In this case, the approaches you want to have to this type of system are 2 different. The first approach is the one that allows you to track your calories daily. So for example, every day we will enter each meal, what we ate, and then do the so-called flexible diet. So this approach involves that every dough I make goes to include the foods I ingested and therefore the various macronutrient calories I ate. If I even my nutritional goal, I will have a maintenance. If I am below, I will create a deficit. If I go above, I will create a calorie surplus. So guys, after entering all your data, let's manually edit our goals and do it through my home. Objectives, then we go to daily editing objectives modification. And in this case, we could modify both the daily calorie intake and obviously the distribution of macronutrients, therefore carbohydrates, fats and proteins. In this case, I decided to set my daily goal to 2000 cal. I'm going to change what the macronutrients are. In this case, I have included fats at least 50 grams because they are important for synthesizing vitamins and therefore also for our hormonal system. Protein is good. At 150 grams, we are almost 2 grams, we are 1.7 grams per kilo of body weight. We should be the remaining share of calories, we devolve it all to carbohydrates. So in this case, we will have 225 grams of carbohydrates. Let's save the changes. Okay guys, I was saying the second approach to have is to create a standard diet to be respected daily. So in this case, by inserting foods and going to respect our plan day after day. As you can see in this case, I have created my daily diet. Let's do the view full printable report. We have 2004 cal, daily 225 grams of carbohydrates, 53 grams of fat, 150 grams of protein. So I make 300 ml of milk, 50 grams of cereals. I'm going to add protein powder and 20 grams of peanut butter. So I close mine. My first meal, which I obviously do with great pleasure because they are all foods that I like, and this is the positive thing about this approach because you can choose daily or permanently which foods are yours. For lunch instead, we have 130 grams of pasta, 40 grams of grated cheese, and as I told you, 10 grams of oil. I do this lunch because then, as you know, or as you have seen from my videos, I usually do double training sessions. So I go to do, for example, first training in the gym and then training in the field. I need that carbohydrate boost that, as you can see, is all concentrated both in the first step of the day and in the second place of the day, which would be lunch. Then we go directly to dinner and go make 200 grams of chicken breast, 200 grams of carrots and 10 grams of oil. I wrote carrots only to put something in the box and to give me the calorie result, but still wrong to 3 cal. For 100 grams of carrots, zucchini and tomatoes, then something that is really irrelevant. So just for informational purposes and to make this video, I have included carrots, but it could be any type of vegetable. For after dinner, however, I chose to make 250 grams of Greek yogurt, to which I add 50 ml of almond drink. I'm going to insert it into the Greek yogurt, I'm going to mix, after which I'm going to add 50 grams of cereals. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm sorry I didn't post content regarding the workout. Weeks ago during the game, I came out at 70 because I recovered a muscle fatigue in the femoral biceps. I'm doing ice boarding, I'm putting on cream, I'm passing the massage gun. But I swear I still carry the pain with me. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do any kind of training content, especially on the field, because guys, there's going to be some crazy news on the channel soon, so I beg you to support me and subscribe to the channel to stay updated, even by activating the bell, because really there will be videos that you do not even imagine. Leave me a like if you like the video. If you like this type of topic, it is also a practical thing that you can use yourself in your day. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my video in the comments below. As always, I deeply appreciate your support and presence on this journey. Until next time, take care and see you in the next video, friends.